Hey guys, so today I'm going to go shopping at 2 p.m. out here in Washington State. Today is Thursday. It is November the 12th of 2020. Tomorrow is good old Friday the 13th. But anyway, I'm going to purchase possibly at HobbyLobby some just plain old muslin to finish up this red work table runner. Okay, so that will be on deck as soon as I get that muslin and somewhere. All right, I'm also gearing up for this. You may have seen this fabric that I purchased at HobbyLobby. So I have, they're just cottons. They're really, really pretty. And I like this natural shade grouping that this little bundle comes in. There, I'm trying to get it where it'll. These two are different but look very similar. These two are also different but look very similar. Gray, kind of a blue-gray. This one is a little bit more taupe than this one, and then this one is just kind of a odd beige color. Yeah, it's kind of a beige. Okay. They will be used to create a specific project out of this book right here. Okay, I also have my Primitive Gatherings hand-dyed wool, and I'm going to go ahead and open these up because I want to and I can't stand it. I mean, they could just stay in this little bundle, but we'll hang on to that. But I mean, if you missed yesterday's video, these are just awesome. I love them. Especially this one. I think this one is quite pretty. Okay, so there's those. I have a small piece of Warm and Natural that I may end up using. It is actually cotton. It is not wool. It feels as soft as very soft wool, but it is a cotton, and it can be used just like some of the projects in this book show. I also have wool roving. I'm taking it out of this package because while I love opening a package as much as anybody, I can't handle that sound. So that has got to go. All right. And I also have the wool felt that I purchased on Amazon. Also for projects out of this book. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the patterns out. Let's see if I can do this. They are perforated. And they are traceable, which is very nice. The very first thing I'm planning to do is, I'm kind of waffling. I've been back and forth between these birds and this pear. I don't know if you can see that. There it is right there. It's on the cover, I think, yeah. So that pear right there. The book gives you the information to create these projects as they've been created for this book. But you know me, I used to put Laurie Changes Everything on my videos. I haven't done that in a long time, but it's very true. That's just who I am. So this looks like a pear to me. I don't know about you. It seriously just looks like a pear to me. So if I wanted to trace this pattern right here, and I cannot share this. I mean, obviously you'll be able to see it, but it's not my book and these are not my products. It's just visually there. I imagine that most of us could draw a pear or a flower or, you know, almost any of these very simple homespun style type drawings and projects. So as you saw, I didn't even trace. I just made up my own. And that is, I think, within the scope of almost anyone who is watching the video. Now let's see what the next step is. I suspect I have to cut two. I'm excited about these little birds. I really want to make a bunch and put them on my fireplace mantle over the holidays. Okay, so we need, I wonder if I can find a small stick in my yard, she said completely sarcastically. The destruction in my yard is so horrible. Fall has not been kind over here. So I do need 3 pear bodies. Okay, so what if I decided to make my pear I like this. I'm going to make my pear from this if I have enough fabric. I may have to scale down my body a little bit. Okay, I think probably so. He's a bit wide. So what I will do is fold it in half-ish and just kind of trim. Now the fun thing about this little pin keep is that it's little. It isn't. It's not meant to be big. Okay, perfect. I've just sort of folded my fabric like so. So there's a third, and then a third, and then a third, like so. I think I'm going to see, I'm just making little dashed lines on mine. If my pear comes out looking like a Dr. Seuss creature, I'm not going to be upset. They're, you know, it's not going to be perfect anyway. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3 pear bodies. Now, what are the instructions moving forward? The only complaint I have about this book is that the text is almost the same color as the page, so it's very hard to read. Okay, so we need to use a strand of quilting thread to sew the 3 pieces together using a I have no idea. Does that say 1/4 inch? The only way for me to read that is to take a picture and blow it up. If my phone will focus, sometimes I can get it. Oh, I don't have to. I can, with it focusing, I can see that that is a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, good. Alrighty, so now we take some heavy duty thread. She doesn't mention what size needle to use. I have a sharp. And since I do not have quilting thread, because why? I'm not a quilter. Oops. I'm going to double my thread because I believe she said use a strand. Well, mine will have to be doubled since I do not have quilting thread. Leave an opening in one of the seams for turning. Right, I'm going to start up here at the top and stitch. I'm going to cross over the top once to make sure that that's nice and tight. And then I'm just going to do a basic where I will put my stitch there, and then I'm trying to turn this where you guys can see it and look at what I'm doing at the same time. Okay. So if I come up here away from that stitch, I'm going to go back to the stitch so that every single stitch will meet up. Okay guys, I'm about to head out the door for Hobby Lobby to go get some fabric. But I wanted to point out how to make this three-sided pair. So you're just going to basically in your mind you're just going to pinch this side together, pinch this side together, and then pinch here, but leave one set of these open so that you can flip it to the ends, you know, right side out. And if you need to, you can just put 2 little dots. It's okay, boo. So anyway, that's how that works. And I'll be back to finish this at some point, we hope. I'm trying to get warm before I go outside because it's really cold. But I will see you back here with some fabric either this afternoon or tomorrow morning. let's just see what this looks like. If I can manage to get it turned out. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of loud. And I will say these BBs, are very heavy, but they have really worked well for me in many projects, like the pattern weights that was an especially nice addition. And I don't have to worry about food items like rice or beans potentially, going rancid or even becoming a food source for spiders or something else in my house. And so the next part of the project is to stick an actual from the yard stick in here in the top part. I don't know if you can see that. It's an actual stick. And again, well, I don't really know how I feel about that. So I had another idea. I'll be right back. So what I have here is a chopstick. And I'm going to cut this chopstick about here. Okay. And then I have this for my dining room table and other furniture in the house. So we're going to see if this works. Oh, I don't want to get my hands all yucky. I don't even think I need to glue it. It just right in there. And the leaf, I think I can stitch. Here we go. And I will say that the handful of BBs that I put in the bottom have added enough weight to this little pear that there's no way for me to translate to you what that feels like, but I do like it. I like this little pear. I think it's quite cute. And as a pin keep, it just says, the wool pear pin keep is made from scraps of wool and stuffed with sawdust. Sawdust, straw, or horsehair was common material used for stuffing in the early 1800s, basically because they were easy to get to. And it could have been used as a toy or as a place to store pins and needles. So there's that. And I loved it. It was fun and quick and easy. You get a lot of bang for your buck no matter how you do it. Whether you're using fabric, felted wool, leaf, sawdust, or BBs. It's fun. I enjoyed it a lot. and I am going to go put this on my mantle, and I will be right back because I got some fabric so that I can finish up the other table topper. And this room has got to be cleaned up. It almost looks like my paints, my paintbrushes, and my cards had a party in here. And something else must have happened because things have just exploded out of control. And that is going to get dealt with. Alright, I'll be right back. I wanted to show you, I did go shopping at Hobby Lobby and I bought some muslin. It is just your basic cotton muslin. Nothing special, nothing fancy. I guess it's $5.99 a yard for 1 yard at Hobby Lobby. The thing is, I used my 40% off coupon. Okay, and the other thing that I purchased, my daughter and I both, are these. These are little silicone-like thimbles, and they are very comfortable. I didn't know they existed. They come in a pack of 3, and they are small, medium, and large. So I'm having just a moment. I'm going to switch the camera around because I have to show you something that we haven't seen here in days and days. That is a blue sky, and it's not raining. It was raining moments ago. It wasn't just raining, it was like pouring. But if you look out this window, that direction over the top of that little house right there, that's just straight on. If you just walked out that way, you'd eventually hit Puget Sound in about, it might take you half an hour to walk it, mainly because of the road. Yeah, right over the top of that house. I'm gonna tip up so that you can see. Look at that gorgeous shade of blue. Ah, and that tree, that old dead tree right there is home to a new, what do they call them? A fledgling. We have a bald eagle youngster who likes to hang out on that tree, and the crows just mob him every day. Him, I don't know. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. But in any case, it is truly helping with the pest infestation that we've had as a result of construction south of here. So I'm pleased with that. I'm glad he moved in, and I hope he stays. If you have watched one of my videos or someone else's video where they do square edge binding, it is my favorite. Now, I don't mind doing a mitered edge, but for me, a mitered edge just says fussy. I'm not saying that that is what it says. To me, that's what it says. I like rounded and squared off. About the only time that I really care for anything mitered is if it's maybe a piece of furniture, like the corner on a piece of furniture, a mirror, a picture frame. Actually, I prefer square, squared off picture frames. I'm not fond of the miter. I've never been fond of the miter. So that is why all of my table toppers and table runners have very specialized square edge binding. I prefer it so much. Okay, so the way this works, even on something as weird and wonky as this, you do one side, and by do I mean you cut that length for one, and then you cut that length for the opposite side. So it would be A or 1. I'll name it A. I have drawn an A right there. B. So you're going to cut the two sides, whichever side you choose to do first. So it would be 1, 2, or AB, and then CD, or 3, 4. Okay, so what I need to do is measure, and we have to have at least, at the very, very least, 1 inch off of each end of these two long sides. That are 2.5 inches wide and longer than our long sides. That's not pretty. Okay, right there. And what I need to do is square off, as you can see, the back piece of ticking is wider than the front piece. So I need to just trim that down, get these even, line up my binding strip with this, and then just stitch it raw edges all the way down. Still skipping. There we go. And now I can just cut it right in half at the fold with my fabric scissors. Alrighty, so I have all of these stitched. These two first, these two second, and I have trimmed off the excess. I'm going to go press out, and then I'm going to press these two in, a half and then another half, or depending on what I like the best, these two in. Alright, so the binding has been stitched down and then pressed and pinned in place, and I will exchange these pins for clover clips and then hand stitch this down. off camera. And I hope that if you're interested in red work and the history of red work as it applies to, the story of embroidery or early America, I think it's a great way to learn about it. I did not know that the color red that was used was derived from a plant. I did not know that there was even a plant called madder plant. So I've learned a few things. I've learned a lot about red work, how it was used, why it was used. I knew I had more tools. Off in this direction, off to the left, straight ahead, down, straight up. Where do you want his little face oriented? A bit of a texture to the snowman there. Okay, so you can kind of see, I think, if you angle the eyes, if one is up higher than the other one, depending on what side you're using, you will get a definite orientation. Okay, and this I need to rinse. We'll let those be rosy cheeks, and I'm going to take this round. It is a number 8, and just kind of have to use a little tiny bit of water. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and that's just barely there. All right. What did I do with the yellow? Oh, I put it right here. Okay. things have to dry. Well, I've made huge progress. I've taken out 3 bags of garbage, which for me is an accomplishment. And while the snowman card is not done yet, I feel like I've made progress. I'm happy with it thus far, and we will pick up, you know, on the card painting if I have time tomorrow. I've got a little bit more work I need to do on editing and some hand sewing, and of course this room, that the closet kind of took over the room, to be completely honest. So anyway, off to editing I go.